Well, hello, everybody. Let me put my ears on. Well, hey, guys. Thank you so much for popping in. And if you are catching the replay, please be sure to hit that share button. I was just sitting around and thought I would pop in for just a few minutes to read the first chapter of my book, If the Story of Faith Walker. It is a chapter book. It's not a thick chapter book. It's for that child who wants to read a book larger than a storybook, but they're not quite ready for like 1,000 pages. And so this is just a wonderful in between book for your young reader. It was written primarily for fourth through sixth graders. However, hey Cheryl, however, my largest group of readers are second and third graders. And that was really inspiring for me because it does have rich vocabulary in it. Again, in mind, I had that fourth through sixth grader in mind. But I want you to know if you have a second through sixth grader who's looking for something that they can invest a little time in, but not like a whole week, this is a perfect book for them. Before I get started, I want you to know that this book is available anywhere books are sold online. It's at walmart.com, Target, Books A Million, Barnes and Noble. It's also located at a lot of indie bookstores. So it's just available anywhere. If you want an autographed copy, please hit up my website. Or, of course, if you have that Amazon Prime, go ahead and hit up Amazon as long as you get it. So what I want to do is I just want to read from the first chapter. It's not that long. Again, see, it's just a very thin book. And it's designed to allow that child who wants to read a little bit more to be able to invest about 15 minutes a night for, just a few days. Anybody can read it in an hour, hour and a half. If you want to read it all the way through, we are not going to do that. I just want to give you just a tidbit. Looking at the cover, and I don't know why Facebook is flipping everything around, but you see a wheelchair and you see a boat and you see water. Now, those three things are vitally important to the story of the book. And already, if you have some ideas of what you think the book is about, go ahead and type it in. For those who are just joining us, we're reading from my book, If the Story of Faith Walker. And I'm only going to read the title, but I do want to read the back of the book, the little blurb, just to give you an idea, just in case you don't want to stick around. Now, I timed this earlier. It took me exactly 12 minutes. So if you don't have 12 minutes to invest, come back. But before you leave, hit that share button. There's a child in your circle who could use a wonderful book on faith. Hey, Sissy, everybody, my sister's on there. Hey, Robin. So the blurb of the book says, Imani is unlike other girls her age. Due to developing meningitis at birth, she received a life-saving surgery that resulted in her being a wheelchair user. This, however, has not hindered her from being an active, outgoing, and caring girl. While in youth church, Matthew 14 catches her attention. It is the account of Peter walking on water. Imani is unsure as to why this story continues to speak to her heart. Lord, if it's you, tell me to come walk on the water. Does this verse mean she will one day walk again or something else? Imani isn't entirely sure. All she knows is she's about to have a faith walk unlike any other. Now, did I tell you this is a book of faith? It's a book of faith. But the best review that I had on this book is it is a book about faith, but what it's not is boring, it's not stuffy, and it does not read like a Sunday school lesson. So this is a unique book. And I'm just going to tell you, I was quite surprised that I wrote it. I love Jesus, but I just never saw myself as writing a book on faith. So guys, if you're just joining us, hit that share button. I'm reading from my children's book, If the Story of Faith Walker. And I am just going to read the first chapter. So if you need to pop out, that's fine. I understand. Just come back later and catch the end. It is super short. It says, the first chapter, what did I just hear? All right, everyone. time to listen up. I am amazed how teachers believe that after overloading kids with sugar and getting them rowdy from playing games, they can just magically flip the off switch by declaring, "Listen up." It doesn't work like that, no matter the setting. Open your Bibles to the New Testament. Our scripture text is located in Matthew 14. Today we will discuss the miracle Peter experienced with Christ. Sarah, please read verses 22 through 33. Pastor Caleb is our youth church leader, and he's just all right. Just kidding. He's actually very cool. He's been attending this church his entire life. He grew up here and is now the leader. Cool, right? Geez, that's 10 verses, I mumble under my breath. She will be reading the entire service. I know subconsciously you believe I should be paying attention, and you're probably right. After all, this is church. I agree, but I'll use this time to catch up on my social media sites. Nowadays, most kids in church use their phones as their Bibles anyway. With any luck, I can take a quick look without getting caught. Well, that's the plan. While secretly swiping past pictures of food, man, people take a heck of a lot of pictures of their foods and photos with girls with bunny ears and floating stars around their heads. I can never understand the appeal of silly filters. I overhear something that immediately catches my attention. Jerking my head up from my phone, I ask myself, wait, what did I just hear? If it's you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water, Sarah reads. Quickly opening my online Bible app, I obviously should have been paying attention. I attempt to recall the verse Pastor Caleb gave. What was it? Now I got it. Matthew 14. Allowing a few seconds to actually locate it, I began reading. Immediately, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountain by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from the land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," Jesus said. Then Peter got down out the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshiped, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." For those who are just joining me, I'm reading from my book, If, the Story of Faith Walker. We're just reading the first chapter, so I just have a few more pages. Please hit that share button to share it with your friends and family. Before anyone else may ask a question, my arm goes straight up like a rocket. Not even waiting to be called upon, I yell, "Pastor Caleb, did this absolutely happen? I mean, did Peter actually walk on water? Literally?" All heads turn my way. Some are gawking because, like me, they genuinely want to know the answer. Others are looking because they are stunned to hear my voice. Usually, I sit silently at the back of the class. I am an observer of youth church, not a participant. I have my own issues and I try particularly hard to fly under the radar. Ha! Who the heck am I kidding? My very existence is the radar. When I enter a room, all eyes are immediately on me, no matter what else is occurring. Without me even uttering a single word, my presence screams, "Hey, everyone, turn your heads, look my way." Pastor Caleb smiles and replies with a voice of complete conviction, "That is a great question, and to answer it, yes, Imani, it did happen. If it's recorded in the Bible, it happened precisely as it reads. You can take that to the bank." He delays as if I have something else to ask. When nothing follows, he selects another hand that is raised. While others are asking their questions, I instantly return to my phone. No, I'm not viewing social media pictures. I am genuinely rereading those verses. I bet you are as flabbergasted as I am. There is something in these words I perceive I need to concentrate on. I don't quite comprehend it, but something is drawing me to those verses. It's like I'm on a quest to discover a solution to a puzzle, a mystery I didn't even know needed to be solved. As the class is moving on, I can't help it. I go back and read it again and again. I am so focused, I wouldn't be surprised if others assume that I am surfing the net. At this point, they can believe whatever they want. I sense I am on an assignment. "Your attention, please," announces Miss Lauren, Pastor Caleb's wife. I sincerely adore her. She has a way of identifying the person inside the person. Lauren looks beyond what others visualize on the outside and observes the heart. She also gives the best hugs ever. It's like being hugged by your favorite blanket or stuffed animal. She is caring, patient, and super affectionate. Service is coming to an end. It is almost time to go home. Be sure to retrieve your belongings before you head next door. Your folks will be coming up in approximately 15 minutes. Guys, make an effort to have a fantastic week, and don't forget to carve out time in your schedule to pray, read your Bible, and most importantly, listen for God to speak to your hearts. He is continuously speaking. It is our responsibility to train our hearts to listen. Miss Lauren walks around the room, hugging each of us as we head over to the game room. The game room is dope. It has all sorts of things to do: air hockey, board games, a reading nook with lots of marvelous books, and an area where you can work on devotions. It is also the hangout area where we all get caught up with each other. Our church is kind of big. Not quite a mega church or anything like that, but significant nonetheless. Kids come from different schools, neighborhoods, all over the place. Of course, we talk on the phone, but this is our time to, quite frankly, connect. It is more than church. It is our family time. We enter the room. Kids are hype. They are chatting, playing games, and arguing over who just cheated on the video game. I locate a quiet area to reflect. I'm deep in reflection when my folks come to the door. Inevitably, Mom has her phone glued to her ear. She advocates for exploited and abused children and is frequently on call. I can't complain. Her love for children is the reason why I get to call her Mom. "Hey, Shorty." You may not be able to tell this, but that's my dad. "How was youth church?" he inquires as I accompany them to the hall. He is incredible and chilled, a great combination. He is the very opposite of Mom. She is frequently rolling a mile a minute, but nothing ruffles his feathers. He is easy peasy. People say this is the reason why they make a great couple. I guess so. They need each other to balance themselves out, and I need both of them to balance me out. Together, we make a great crew. Back at you, I say. We had a fantastic service. We discussed Peter walking on water and stuff. That is one of my all-time favorite Bible stories. It is so powerful. What was your takeaway?" he asked as we make our way to the vehicle. Mom is in front of us, yakking away. She perceives us talking and glances back at me as she silently says, "I'm almost done. Love you, Monty." I think I have a few questions about it, but give me a couple days. I want to read it some more. Forever available to chat if you have questions. You know that. I do, Dad. Thanks. My father isn't a pastor or anything like that, but he honestly loves God and the Bible. He keeps open communication with me to come and ask anything I want about it. He never judges me or causes me to feel like I should already know it. He explains things in a way that actually help it all make sense. I told you, he is incredible. We get to the car to go to lunch. Sundays are our family days. Traditionally, we go out someplace to eat. It allows us to enjoy some time together without having to clean up the house afterwards. It gives us all a break. I love our family times, but it is not entirely easy for me. When we go to a new diner to eat, or when we are at one of our favorite spots and new customers come in, it can be a bit uncomfortable. Folks tend to stare. Oh, wait, where are my manners? I don't think you know. When I was born, I was just like all the other babies, a cute little chubby thing with 10 toes and fingers and a button nose. Nothing appeared to be different. Then I developed spinal meningitis, and both my legs and arms, just past my knees and elbows, were amputated. While in the hospital, my womb mom, who was single and very young, couldn't handle the stress. She went for a walk, and well, she never came back. I was abandoned. Wonderful, sympathetic nurses cared for me until I was well enough to go into foster care. Janet, one of the incredible nurses who took care of me and who later became my godmother, told her best friend Maya how precious she felt I was. And well, Maya eventually became my mom. She and David adopted me when I was just a few months old. They have loved me like their very own each and every day. I have days when I would like to know more about my biological parents, but I would not change a single thing. I have a marvelous life. The way I look at it, my womb mom birthed me, but Janet and Maya gave me life. I got a 2-for-1 mom deal. Sitting at dinner, listening to my parents talk about the sermon Pastor Jim preached, and me sharing the lesson Pastor Caleb spoke, makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I wholeheartedly cherish my family. I can't envision having any other life than the one I have. Okay, guys, that was the first chapter of my book, If, the Story of Faith Walker. And now you know a little bit about Imani. You already have a clue as to why the boat is there, the water, as well as what the wheelchair means. And so I want you to tell me what you think will happen next. For those of you who would like to know the titles of the chapters, chapter 1 is What Did I Just Hear? Chapter 2, Nothing is Impossible. Chapter 3, Nightmare. Chapter 4, Cinnamon Rolls and Orange Juice. Chapter 5, Wonderfully and Fearfully Made. Chapter 6, Walk by Faith. Chapter 7, Operation Security. Chapter 8, and the winner is, and chapter 9, New Edition. Guys, this is a book of faith. It is unlike my other books, but it is powerfully written. The message is simplistic. As I said earlier, it is a book on faith, but what is not is stuffy, boring, and it definitely is not a Sunday school lesson. I challenge you to go to any place online, Walmart, Target, Books A Million, Barnes and Noble. Most of your independently owned bookstores will have access to it as well. You may also find it at Amazon or my website, Florenza.org. If you order it from my website, I'll autograph it for you. Please hit that share button. There are people in your circle who could use a wonderful book of faith, especially right now when our times are so challenging and trying, and we are looking for opportunities to grow our faith and grow gratitude and to grow thankfulness and to grow appreciation. As you have already heard, money has some challenges. We sometimes take things for granted, like our limbs, our ability to come and go as we need. We've already heard that she has lost both her arms and her legs due to developing a disease at birth. We also heard how she was abandoned at birth. But I don't know if you've already caught on that there is nothing about her that is gloomy or woe is me. Unless you heard that, you never would have known that that was a challenge that she has. So I encourage you to go get your own copy and read it. Parents, you read it too. It is a fantastic book. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.